Now, the real question is, are you using AI to upskill or to run your business, or you are fighting the very tool that is supposed to help you work faster? You see the difference. So if you are running a business, just look at it from that angle. Now, I'm going to show you some few things. I don't know if I can post this whole video on TikTok, but I will try and post the entire video on my YouTube channel. So if you are not subscribed, subscribe. I posted a video recently of me using iPad and then Evoto AI to edit a picture. One nice thing is that I was at a conference when I was doing this editing. I was monitoring the guys, and then at the same time I was able to edit. So by the time I left there, went to the studio, the pictures were ready. Okay. Now, there is this misconception I've seen a lot of you putting out in the comment section. The first thing I want to talk about is that the Evoto AI is not a free application. It's not a free software. You cannot crack it. It uses AI. You know, AI is expensive. Now, if you do the calculation very well, you realize that a picture is $1. Now, if you run a business, a photography business, this shouldn't be a problem for you. $1, you charge the client, so you charge more, okay, because you are going to get the work done faster. One other thing that I've seen a lot of people talking about is it kills originality, manual is better, and then it makes photographers lazy. No, it doesn't. Now, I don't have an editor here. So when I take the pictures or somebody takes the pictures for me, I just use the photo. I'm saving time. So, and you know that time is money. Efficiency. Now, a lot of your clients don't look at how you edit, or they don't know what is Photoshop. They are just looking at an output. One thing you have to know is that the Evoto AI is not like ChatGPT that you prompt that will create a picture for me. No, you can't prompt and say that edit pictures for me. Let's get that very clear. Evoto AI is not like that. The way your Lightroom works, even in Photoshop, is the same way Evoto AI is working. If you don't know what is frequency separation, you can't use it. If you don't know what is dodge and burn, you can't use it. So it's also a lot of work. The only thing is that if you've taken a picture, you can just copy after you are done with one, and then you paste it on the others, and you have a uniform editing. Okay, so let's not look at it as if it's AI that you give a prompt to edit pictures for you and you get the pictures. No, it still need a lot of work to be able to get it correct. It's just that what makes it faster is that you can work on one picture, copy and paste on the others, and or you sync and you are able to get it faster. So if you are a business, if you are running a photography business, this is going to save your time. Now, let me take you through Evoto quickly. Let me show you something quickly, and then you see what I'm talking about. Now, this is the picture I was editing on the tablet. So if you go to my tablet, let me open Evoto on my tablet. So this is it. It's not very clear. I don't know. The cable is not very clear. So just look at it from this angle, that this is my tablet, and I'll be able to work on the pictures. Let me go back to my desktop. Okay. Now, if you look at her face, let me show you this. Look here. You see that place? You can see that there is a pimples there, right? And then there are other things happening at other areas. So just pay attention to that. Now, I can come to the blemish remover. That's the first thing you see. It's a female. Then face refinement. So I bring the slider to the 100%. That's the acne. Just look at what happened right now. Okay? So look at this. You see? And it is done. If it were to be Photoshop, I will probably spend some time using healing brush tool to remove it. Okay? That's where I'm thinking Photoshop is supposed to come up with this AI thing. Then you can reduce face shine. Then dark circle. If you have dark circle over here, if you bring it in, it will remove it. If you know the eye bags at this place, there's nothing there, so it won't work. You can bring it up and it won't work. Now, you can look at the double chin. Some people have double chin. You can use this to remove it, and it works like magic. Then you have the facial wrinkles. So forehead wrinkles, I can do that. If there's some wrinkles there, to remove it. Then you have the eye wrinkles. So I don't spend time on all of this. Then you see this smile line. If you want to take it out, you can. You see. Then let's go down. So these marionette lines, there is also here. If you look at it, it's already looking good. So now let's come to the body blemish. The first one we did was the facial. So body, I will increase it to 100%. Just see here, you see. Then the neck. So let's look at the neck. Let me show you. So look at the neck, that winkle over there. Okay. So just look at what is going to happen. If I bring this up to 100%, you see that it's gone. Okay. You can even retouch armpit. I have not tried that. Stretch mark. If she's having stretch mark, if you send it up, you see it gone. I used it the last time, it worked perfectly. Then they brought in tattoo. I have not tried that yet. Now, this is where the retouching comes in. So you go to skin retouching. Then the dodge and bend. If I use this, see what happens. Look at this. So sometimes, because I don't like heavy editing, I'm okay with this sometimes. Okay. So the sculpt, that is dodge and bend, I'll bring it so that I see the dodge and bend very well. Okay. So just look at this. So I'm even okay with a picture like this. If you go and use the frequency separation, it makes it too polished sometimes. So look at this. This is not so bad, but most of the times I don't like using it. If I will even use it, then I will use just a little. Then from there, you can make the skin soft. I don't want it soft. I'm okay with what I have. I mean, so this is for the body skin. As for the body, I use frequency separation because I want that smoothing out. So then you can bring a little of the skin softening. Then you can select your skin tone. So look at this. Look at this. Okay. It's not all the time I will select skin tone, and I will even reduce the amount, or let's just say the opacity. You can look at the temperature. You can look at the other ones. That's all that I'm doing. Then the next thing probably I will look at is for the eyes. Okay. So here I will look at the eye white balance. Look at this. You see the white balance when you do it. It makes it a little white. Facial reshape. So the facial reshape, you have the V shape. So the way hair. Let me zoom in for you to see. So just go back and see. You see it push this side. So let's go in and see. So look at this. Okay, so you can actually play around this. That's what I'm saying, that if you don't know how to use it, you may not be able to use it. You think that you have to give prompt. No, it doesn't work with prompt. So this is what I have. And sometimes there are things that probably didn't go well, and I may go back to Photoshop to work on it. We do Lightroom, we do Evoto, and go back to Lightroom most of the times, or we go to Photoshop. Now, one nice thing is that you can go and dewinkle the clothing. So if her dress is not well ironed, you can come in to use this. Just be careful not to have it look too much. Okay, and then the processing, it will be processing here. Once it's done, you'll be able to see the difference. Okay. So you see, just look at this. Let me take this and zoom in for you to see. So look at this. You see? You see? Then the other thing I like using is background. Now, background, when you have a plain background, it works. So for example, if I want to change this background to this, look at this. It remove my other things, okay? Because it's just the person. But it still look nice. Just look at this. So let me go back. But I like this. The other thing is the distraction. So if there are some distraction, or you want to clean the background, there is dirt on it, you can do that, and then you can unify the lighting. So once I copy this, I can copy this. Pet retouching is not bad. I didn't do anything about AI color adjustment. So let's go to this picture. Now this is a full picture. It may be that I have to adjust certain things. So let me paste it here for you to see. And it's going to process. There's a processing going on behind me over there. And you see the body just going like that. Now look at this. This is too much. So I will know for a full picture, I may not even use the frequency separation. So I've removed the frequency separation. But this is looking good. Now this is where I use the background where we go to the clean background. So I'll make sure this is a solid background. Okay. Then this is a distraction. So let me go to the distraction remover and see what happened. So look at this. You see the softboard that was here, it's gone. You see the floor. Look at this. You see how dirty the floor is. Look at this. And let's look at here. There was a softboard here. Look at this. This one you will now have to select, even though Photoshop is having the AI, the remover AI tool now. This is just a click. So when I copy this again, I can paste it on this full picture. And just look at what is going to happen. Look at this. Same. Then let me also look for another picture. Let me quickly, there's a picture I work on, this boy. Okay. Now this picture, let me go to the retouching. Now, if you go to the background, this is not the background of the picture. So let me remove it. This is how the background was. And I wanted to bring something like for kids. Okay, so I've downloaded my own background where I have this background. Then I use this background. Now, one nice thing is that when you go back here, you see you can reserve area, you can fill in, you can. So this is a stretch. So I don't want the background to stretch. Then you can look at the size. So I can bring it in a little. Okay, so just look at this. Just look at this. And for me to make it look original, for me to make it look real, I will, when I export this, I'll go to Photoshop to use some Prismason lat on it. I'm going to show you. But this is how it is. This, look at this. And then look at this. So I have all these backgrounds that I'm using, and it makes the work so easy. Frankly speaking, this picture was taken and the client didn't select early. I only received a message that tomorrow is my birthday. I only received a message that tomorrow is the birthday. And it was already in the evening. So I quickly used 30 minutes to do this. So you are saving time. Now, as I mentioned, let me export this picture and then show you. So I'm going to select the JPEG large. Okay, so let me export it to the match, making sure it's over there. So this is my Photoshop. So this picture actually is a manual editing I am doing because this is a project I'm working on. So I'm not going to waste my credit on this. I'm going to do it manually because I'm not behind time. I decide when this picture should go out. Okay, so let's look at this picture. I load the picture here. Look at this. It's still looking pale for me. I want to add color, so I'm going to use. There's this lat I bought from Prismason. Is it from Prismason? I think so. Or just look at this. The tone it has given it. I reduced the opacity. And look at this picture. Okay, so you can see that AI is not here to take your skill. You still need a certain level of skill to be able to do this. And if you're a business, efficiency, time management is very important. I am doing a shoot almost every day and I won't have time to edit. I don't have an editor. I used to have an editor. I don't have an editor now. And this is what is saving me. And I'm making my money. You see? So don't fight AI. It's just here to help us. Don't fight it. Try and learn how to use it in terms of your business. If it comes to manual editing, go back to your manual editing and edit. If you want to save time, use Evoto AI. Thank you.